Welcome to Always Real Talk 2020. That's right. We are live with local coverage right here in Washington, D.C. for all the folks that live in the nation's capital. There is a race. That's right, the at-large council member race. There are a number of different races we all know going on in the city, but we're going to focus on the at-large council race because it was over 20-something people running in that election. There were several candidates that came on the show and talked about what they were going to do and how they were going to campaign. And guess what? Christina Henderson, that's right. Christina said, hey, I'm coming back, Kwame, as soon as it's over, as soon as the polls close, I'm going to come back. And guess what? She is the first candidate to come back on the show. Christina, welcome to Always Real Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, so look, you were out there, you were campaigning hard. You and your folks gave it all you had. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel like we left it all out there. We did all we could do given the circumstances of COVID and things like that. And, also having so many candidates in this race, I feel, win or lose, I'm really proud about the race that we ran, how we did the work. And, I think that this was an experience like no other.
So, you were out there, you were at the polls, you were talking to folks. Where it seemed to be, I was out there today, and I've been to many elections, as you might know, many precincts, as you may know. And it was good getting back there and seeing all the precincts, seeing all the people, except it wasn't a lot of people voting today. It seems like everybody already voted. How did that work for you when you were going to these polls that were empty and no one there?
Yeah, so today it was a little bit of a strange experience, right? So I've been working on campaigns, for many, many years now. And usually election day, either there's still a line, folks running to get to the polls, and we had none of that today. So many people voted early, so many people took advantage of mail-in ballots. And I have to give credit to the DC Board of Elections for switching things up and really making it work for the general election after we had, some kinks in the wheel during the primary. But today was a little strange. I mean, you would walk up to a polling location and you would have more volunteers and candidates than voters, or more poll workers than voters. And so it really actually gave us an opportunity to, I feel like, continue to build community. Again, like I said, this was a race like no other. And so, to have the opportunity to engage with some of the volunteers, the folks who are doing poll working for the first time, or helping out with the Board of Elections, I really appreciated being able to have those conversations. But yeah, in some locations, it would be like one voter every 10 minutes,
Okay, okay.
which was new.
Now, when you were out there, were people talking about the presidential election? Were people fired up? What sentiment did you get around what's going on a national level?
Oh yeah, I definitely think that there were a number of people I talked to who they knew what they were coming to do on the presidential. They were not entirely sure about the rest of the local races, but I am 100% confident that DC will go blue fairly immediately this evening.
Oh, look, absolutely, absolutely. So, when it comes down to where you feel in terms of what you were able to accomplish in this campaign, did you feel as though your message resonated?
I think it did. I tried to focus again on the issues I feel like were important to folks and to voters that I was targeting. Obviously, there is a lot of anxiety around healthcare at this moment, but also anxiety around all the various things that impact COVID, whether it be can someone pay their rent? Do they have childcare, distance learning? Obviously, healthcare being sort of an overarching piece to that. But I think the argument and fight for a more equitable DC, the message that your zip code should not determine your access to the best DC has to offer. I feel like DC residents, Washingtonians feel like that should be the way things are. And we should have candidates who are committed to that. And we should have council members who are going to do the work to make
Okay.
that a reality each and every day.
Well, one thing about it is election's over now. I think at 9 o'clock they'll start to come out. I see that you still have your stuff back there. Your mom, and I know you feel good as a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I know
Oh,
you
you
feel
know
good
it.
about the president and the potential vice president's night, and I know that all the AKs all over are excited about that election. If they And if that was any indication, and AKs went out and voted for you today, you look like you might, be a spoiler. But let me just say thanks for coming on, and we wish you and your family the best. I know it's been hard as you've been campaigning, but it's over now, and you took the plunge and you tried to do it. So we look forward to getting you back, whether you win or don't win. We look forward to having you back on Always Real Talk. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Kwame. Have a good night.
Hey, you too. Well, hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're going to now jump in and talk about a little bit more of what's going on at national level. Numbers are coming in, and we want to make sure that people are tuned and understand what we're doing. It's Always Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Michelle, tell her don't ring the doorbell.
Drop off.